Hello, I'm Tanguy Green. I'm gonna have a conversation with you for the next 4 to 6 minutes, and I want to thank you for your time for watching this video. I want to talk to you about gun violence, and not just gun violence, but also the victims of gun violence. Since 2013 in Chicago, the leading cause of personnel ranging from 10 to 24 years old was homicide. The leading cause of death for children or personnel ranging from the 10 to 24 years old was homicide. Since July 2nd, 336 people have been murdered in Washington Park in Chicago. And every time we hear about gun violence, we hear about statistics, we hear about percentages, and there's always this high-speed slide that shows all these different graphs and stuff like that. What I want you to do, I want you to replace those graphs and those percentage numbers and actually write the people's names on there. Avery Hansen, Manning Johnson, Jeremy Nolan, Caleb Bradshaw, Melanie Wilson, Nicole Harrison, Jordan Gardner, Jeff Hansen, Rachel Will, Vanessa Brown, Trent Veneman, Corey Eaton, Bright Boateng, Raul Das. Those are all victims of gun violence. How were they victims of gun violence? They were not physically harmed by a round, a 9mm round or a 5.56 round, 9mm round shot out of a Glock or an M17 pistol that we use in the military, or the 5.56 round, which is shot out of the M4 or commonly known as the AR-15 for the civilians. But they were there when it happened. They were there running for cover when they saw people next to them falling from the rounds that were hitting. Just like the children at Sandy Hook, just like Columbine, just like the mass shooting that happened in Las Vegas. People running, not knowing if the round's gonna hit them. They're hearing the whizzing, they're hearing the popping, they're hearing the screams. Everyone is a victim of gun violence. And either they've witnessed it, they know a friend who went through it, or they lost a loved one. But they're all victims, and they all wonder if it could ever happen to them. Sometimes every time people walk down the streets of the neighborhood, walk into school or going to work, they wonder, is today gonna be my day? Is today gonna be my day? And how do they deal with that? Because mentally it consumes you. All you're worried about is if I'm gonna die today, if I'm gonna be shot today, if one of those rounds where I'm trying to run for cover and run for my life, one of those rounds gonna hit me. And then afterwards, after it's all said and done, they see the bodies on the ground, and see people hurting and screaming, and then they have a chance, they have a grasp of air, and they say, oh, thank goodness I'm safe. But then they deal with the guilt because, like, why do I feel like I'm so thankful that I'm safe when I probably could have done something different to save that person next to me? Because I ran this way and they ran that way. Why didn't I tell them to run that way? And it takes a toll on you emotionally and physically. And it's almost like it becomes a norm. So then you're hard to focus. Well, that's where Walk Safely comes in. And the good thing about Walk Safely is that through this program, we're going to provide counseling through one-on-one hardcore session, getting to the meat and bones of how you're feeling and how to cope with that, between the one-on-one sessions, the group therapy, outreach events. We do team building exercise, confidence exercises, and these exercises and all these things will help those who are victims of gun violence cope from their experience and go from victims to victors, right? And we're gonna partner with other organizations like Clio, Outreach Chicago, and Everytown Survivor Network, Kids Off the Block, Tutoring Chicago, right? Because all these youth and young adults who are at risk, they all need somebody to pull them in and say, hey, check it out. I know what you went through. I know what you're going through. Let me help you through this. And that's where we bring in the former gang members and gang members who can help mentor these people and help them not become what they become, help them become a better version of themselves, right? And not just that, we'll get the community involved. We're going to do outreach with community members and get community programs and community leaders involved in this. And they're going to get treated on how to provide mental EMT, right? And we're going to work with the schools, the church members, right? And the value of Walk Safely is going to unite everyone in order to fight against violence. And if we save one person's life, we save one person, just one person's life, this program was a success because we changed one person's mind, and when that person grows up, every person that one kid or that one youth or that one young adult speaks to, he's saving that person's life and that person's life. One person can change the scope of 1,000 lives. 2 people, 10,000 lives. The scope of influence just grows and grows and grows. And everybody comes from all different walks of life, right? And together, all those different walks of life, all those experiences that we bring together and that we help shape and change from victims to victors, right, will achieve success. Just as Christ changed lives one at a time, one person at a time, groups at a time, so we'll walk safely. In order to make this happen, I need you. I need you on my side. You can be the catalyst for change through your volunteering, through sponsorship, working with us, or even just praying for us. Praying that we're able to impact one life, one step at a time. And join us to not only impact the future, but change the here and the now. Right? It's not about what the past was. What's in the past is in the past. Leave it behind us. The future, we don't even know, but we know what's here and what's right now. And because of this, today and together, we can make things better today than they were yesterday in order to make it an awesome tomorrow. Join with me and let's walk safely and impact and change lives.